Hey guys, Santa here. I brought yet another deck profile and yet another beep on my computer. Any other beeping computers in the chat? Whatever. Anyway, today we brought a deck profile that will survive rotation because it is built for post-rotation. We are talking about the one, the only, the Raging Bolt himself. Now, this deck, very strong, very consistent, big basic deck, big beat stick deck, super fun. If you guys are excited for rotation, drop a like, drop a sub. I'm going to be uploading more deck profiles for post-rotation. I'm also going to be uploading a bunch of openings for Journey Together when it comes out, so keep your eyes peeled. Drop a like, drop a sub, whatever, YouTube stuff. Going into the deck profile, we're playing 4 copies of Raging Bolt. This card is absolutely insane. Its burst roar attack is really good. If you got nothing else, you can discard your hand and draw 6 cards. However, we play it for the Bellowing Thunder. This is very similar to Gholdengo in that it tries to pick up big one-shots. So Bellowing Thunder requires a lightning and a fighting type energy. And you can discard any amount of basic energy from your Pokemon. This attack does 70 damage for each card you discarded this way. So you actually discard them from the board, whereas Gholdengo discards them from the hand. This is very good, and we run many a means of throwing a bunch of energy onto our Pokemon. So, starting off, we play 4 of those. And once again, throwing energy on our Pokemon, we play 4 copies of the Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. This thing is absolutely insane. Sometimes you can use the Myriad Leaf Shower, but a lot of times you are using its Teal Dance ability to attach a grass energy from your hand to this Pokemon and draw a card. This gets you draw power. This puts energy on your board. Very good card in general, but it does a whole lot of things in this deck specifically. So, moving on, we play 2 copies of Fan Rotom. With Fan Call, once during your first turn, you can search your deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less, reveal them, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck. And the reason we play that, because we are running a 3/3 engine of Hoothoot and Noctowl. Normally I would suggest running the 70 HP variant of Hoothoot. In this deck, you don't really mind. We run the 80 HP variant basically just because we can, and because my 70 HP variants are in other decks. Bam! Check out a deck over there. I probably haven't uploaded the other one. Anyway, and we run 3 copies of the Noctowl as well, like I was just saying, with the Jewel Seeker ability. If you evolve this card onto your Pokemon from your hand, if you have a Terra Pokemon in play, like this guy, get to search your deck for 2 trainer cards. Now, that's not supporter cards, that is trainer cards. So you can grab basically anything that's not a Pokemon or basic energy. This card is super great. Everybody's pretty much running this variant, and I am no different. For other Pokemon, we are running 1 copy of the Baby Raging Bolt. Thunderous Storm is pretty decent. Dragon Head Bolt is pretty decent. Thunderbolt Storm does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. This can bench snipe, which is very cool. But honestly, we play it so that we can get around things like the Mimikyu and like, I don't know, man. It's just good. It's just a good card. We're also playing 1 copy of Slither Wing. So Stomp Off for a fighting energy discards the top card of your opponent's deck. This can be good in niche scenarios where like your opponent's starting to run low on their resources, so you can just start taking more of them away and win by a deck out. However, the reason I'm running this is the Burning Turbulence for 120 also does 90 damage to itself, which does hurt quite a bit. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. I'll pull that up for you guys so you can see. The reason we run this guy is this can actually one-shot Pikachu. So Pikachu is weak to fighting, so this does 240. Pikachu's ability makes it to where it cannot be knocked out in 1 hit, but this attack burns it. So, not only do you take care of that pesky 10 HP that the Pikachu EX would be left with, it also damages the Pikachu during Pokemon Checkup to knock it out, so your opponent won't be able to Pheasantipity after you have knocked out the Pikachu. We also play 1 copy of Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX. A lot of people have not been running this guy, but I do think it's very strong in this deck. Its ability is really good. Prevents all damage of attacks done to this Pokemon from your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability, which is like pretty slick, but its main attack, and its only attack, Demolish. This attack's damage is not affected by weakness or resistance or any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. We play this because I suspect after rotation comes, Walls is going to be a really popular deck. If you want to see a fun Walls deck profile, bam, check it out over there. Just uploaded an Alakazam EX deck that I'm going to be updating when rotation comes. That deck is really silly. It's probably not the best variant of Walls, but it's the one that I've been having the most fun with. We play two more Pokemon. We play Squawkabilly EX. Considered bumping this up to 2 just in case you prize one. In a similar ideology to where Turbo Moon will run 2, just to make sure you can always see it. But Squawk and Seize, once during your first turn, I'll pull this back up in case you guys are not familiar. Once during your first turn, you can discard your hand and draw 6. Very good, just to be able to churn and burn through your deck. In this deck specifically, you want to get your energy in the discard so that you can use Professor Sada's Vitality. And because we're playing a bunch of big basic Pokemon, we also play 1 copy of Latias EX. Your basic Pokemon in play have no retreat cost. You do not attack with this guy. You basically only use it for its ability. But it is a rather strong ability. That is all for the Pokemon. It's quite a thick count, but that is sort of what this deck does. Speaking of thick counts, moving on to the items, we have quite a few. We're running 4 copies of Earthen Vessel. You really want to be able to see your energy cards in your hand and or in the discard pile. This card is really good because you can discard a card from your hand, search 2 basic energy cards. So you can search 2 energy cards, but this also helps you get energy cards into the discard pile so that your Professor Sada's Vitality is live. So it is definitely worth playing 4. You might be able to get away with 3. I wouldn't recommend it though. Moving on. Got 4 copies of Nest Ball. Again, this is a big basic deck, so being able to Nest Ball for one of your Raging Bolts, or be able to Nest Ball for a Latias, Nest Ball for a Hoothoot if you have to. It's very good. You can Nest Ball your Teal Mask Ogerpon out straight from the deck and get it right to your board. Very good. Run 4 copies of Ultra Ball as well. Again, the two discard card cost is not actually that high when you consider that you can be putting energies into your discard pile to be recycled later. And searching Pokemon's always good. This can also be good in a bind to be able to search your Noctowls if you weren't able to get a Fan Rotom to search them. Play 2 copies of Night Stretcher. I've seen people run 1. Honestly, you could definitely get away with running 1. I like running 2 just because if one of your Pokemon gets knocked out, you can bring it straight back. Or if you need a basic energy card, say if you need just 1 more grass energy to be able to use your Teal Dance. Very good for that. Speaking of, we play 1 copy of Energy Retrieval. I find it's really strong. 2 basic energy cards go from your discard pile to your hand. Absolutely love to see it. We play 1 copy of Superior Energy Retrieval as well. You have to discard 2 cards from your hand to use it, but you put 4 basic energy cards from your discard into your hand. Very strong. Very good in this deck. For the Ace Spec, we play Prime Catcher. This is just very good. We play 1 copy of Boss's Orders in this deck as well, so having the Prime Catcher to be able to have a second boss in a way, and also be able to switch in your own Pokemon, very strong. That is all for the items. Moving on to the supporters, we have a decent few, not too many, but enough to get the job done. Play 4 Professor Sada's Vitality. This is honestly probably one of your best cards in the deck. This is what makes the deck work so strong. You choose up to 2 of your ancient Pokemon and attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to each of them. If you attach it in this way, draw 3 cards. So not only is it energy recycling, it is also a draw engine in and of itself. Very busted card. You definitely want to run 4 in this deck. If you run 3, I don't know who you think you're fooling. Play 2 copies of Crispin. I say this all the time. One of my absolute favorite guys. One of my favorite cards of all time. It's also very good. Search your deck for 2 basic energy cards of different types. Reveal them. Put 1 to your hand. Other one goes onto one of your Pokemon. Very strong. And it's just a good way that you can essentially get 2 energy attachments during your turn. So obviously 1 attaches straight to your Pokemon and the other one goes straight to your hand, and then you can then attach for a turn. We then play 1 copy of Boss's Orders. If you could squeeze in a second one, it could be worth it, but frankly with the Prime Catcher and the Noctowl engine to be able to search anything we want, not really having any problems with 1 Prime Catcher, 1 boss. Moving forward, play 2 copies of Area Zero Underdepths. I find that you really don't want to play 3, but you really don't want to play 1. If you have any Terra Pokemon in play, you can have 8 Pokemon on your bench. If this card leaves the field, you got to drop back to 5, but you get to choose which ones. So a lot of times you can have Noctowls clogging up your board after you've already used their effects. Area 0 Underdepths being removed lets you kind of clear those out. We play 1 copy of Bravery Charm. Absolutely love this guy. Phenomenal card. Basically everybody tries to use it in Raging Bolt. You could justify... what is it? Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. I think that's really, really good too, but that one can only be attached to Ancient Pokemon, whereas Bravery Charm you could slap onto your Teal Mask Ogerpon if you choose to. Moving on to the energies. Sorry, I'm slightly out of breath. I just ate dinner, and also I have asthma, so whatever. Moving on to the energies. Play 3 copies of Fighting Energy. I was fortunate enough to find all holographics for this deck, so I'm really, really happy with how the energies turned out. Play 3 copies of Lightning Energy as well. Don't really need more than that. However, you're playing 6 Grass Energy, which honestly I found is pretty important. Like I mentioned earlier, you can use Myriad Leaf Shower on your Ogerpon, but honestly a lot of the times you are literally just attaching with Teal Dance so that you can remove with Bellowing Thunder. That's the move, right? Or is that his first move? Yeah, it is Bellowing Thunder. So, play 12 Energy, play 3 Fighting, 3 Lightning, 6 Grass. That's Raging Bolt. I absolutely love this deck. I've been meaning to build this deck for quite a long time. Then Rotation started rearing its ugly head, and I figured might as well just get prepared. There's a couple deck profiles I've uploaded that are not ready for Rotation. I will be updating those very, very soon. You guys might see it up in here, but I'm also trying to build a Gouging Fire EX deck that survives Rotation, so we will see how that goes. If you guys have been following along and you saw my GameStop mystery pack thing, it's a video, you would know that we pulled this absolute beauty out of it recently, so I've been dying to find a way to use Gouging Fire. It's also just one of my favorite new Pokemon, so I think it's really, really fun. Definitely trying to make that deck work. It is not nearly as good as this Raging Bolt deck, but I think they're both really neat. I love Paradox Pokemon. It seems like the ones I like the most are Ancient Pokemon. Let me know in the comments, do you like more Ancient Pokemon or do you like more Future Pokemon? I realize in the TCG, they're kind of split. They're all Paradox Pokemon to me, but I don't know. I feel like they both have strengths. We haven't seen a whole lot of Future Pokemon really do a lot of damage, other than Iron Hands. Shout out Brian Hands. That is my absolute homeboy. But this has been my Raging Bolt EX post-rotation deck list. This is entirely ready for April 11th, so watch out. This thing is going to be absolutely everywhere. You will see Lily's Clefairy EX, and it will be able to one-shot your stuff, so definitely watch out for that. But other than that, I think this is a very strong meta contender to be one of the at least top 3 decks in the game, if not top 2. I still think Dragapult is going to be the absolute king of the format. Keep an eye out. We are definitely building Dragapult as well. We are super close. I literally just need to throw all the cards together. So, if you are still watching, drop a Dragapult in the comments, because it has nothing to do with this video at all whatsoever, and I'll know that you watched till the end. In the meantime, if you like the video, drop a like. If you love the video, drop a sub. We love Pokemon cards. We're doing it all the freaking time. We play VGC sometimes as well, so keep an eye out for that. But that's all I got for you today. I have been Santa, and you guys have been so awesome. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.